Here is your guide to become delusional and more successful than ever before in 2024. The delusional trend, or the Delulu trend, has taken over the internet. So why is this trend so impactful, and why are more and more people getting on board with this trend? Today we're going to talk about how being Delulu works and how it's actually going to benefit you, as well as giving you a 5-step guide on making it happen for you, how to become that Delulu person. And number 5 is the most important one, so make sure you tune in till the end to get that. Being delusional, the exact definition is a false belief or a judgment about external reality. What that means is that you are no longer subscribing to your current reality. You are no longer telling yourself, I can't do it because of where I am. I can't do it because of how I grew up. I can't do it because of X, Y, Z. That is no longer part of your story. Becoming delusional, and why it's working so well, is because you're taking ownership, and people are starting to take ownership of their lives and also play with this really fun energy called the law of attraction and the law of assumption. When you play around with that, you're going to start attracting things that you really want. And that's why becoming Delulu is taking over and creating massive results. I'm not one to hop on trends, but this is the one trend I would actually hop on because I have lots of data behind how being Delulu has changed my life. Me subscribing to being Delulu, to my current reality, has led me to live a incredible, truly magnificent life. And it only gets better and better with every single year. From being a 22-year-old girl, broke AF college student with dreams of traveling the world, to actually visiting over 30 plus countries. And a lot of them were within that year that I decided I'm gonna start traveling, and I'm gonna start traveling extensively. I'm gonna be a digital nomad. I'm gonna go and teach English abroad. I'm gonna go and find a way to make money online. And that led me to building a online business that was very successful, over 6 figures. And that also led me to ending that business and pivoting into something that felt more aligned with me. Becoming delusional does not mean that once you're successful, you have to just subscribe to that life. It means being aligned with what is truly good for you and good for your soul. Being Delulu has gotten me to so many unrealistic places that people are like, how did you get there? That is like constant, like, but what did you do? And I was like, well, I just wanted it, and I started becoming Delulu. And they're like, but how does that happen? And that is exactly what we're going to talk about today, how to become Delulu. So let's begin with number 1. Number 1 is your heart space. Listening to your heart is one of the most powerful things you could ever do in your lifetime, and understanding what it's telling you. This is simple, but it's not easy to do. If not, we would all be frolicking with the fairies or doing whatever we desire consistently. There wouldn't be as much unhappiness in this world. But that's because we have been taught to not listen to our heart, to have a lot of mistrust in our heart. And that is what we need to unlearn. So first, you need to prioritize your heart. For example, whenever I am unhappy of where I'm living, whenever I'm unhappy with friendships, with partners, with business ideas, with career, I do not take that lightly. I do not say, it's okay, I'm just going to focus on pretending that it's not there. Like, that's not what happens. I get very clear with myself and I say, what's happening here? Why am I not happy? Is it something that is internal, something that I'm like self-sabotaging, or is it truly unhappiness? Like, and if it's truly unhappiness, if it's not in alignment with me, I make a plan to get out of there. What you need to understand is why your heart is so important, is because your heart speaks at a very different vibration than where we currently are in our reality. It is one of the strongest vibrations you can listen to, because it is tapped into your highest self, highest guides, highest vibrations. Literally, the universe comes from your heart. So what I want you to understand is, when you listen to your heart, you're listening to your path that is truly unfolding for you, that is in the most alignment. When you don't listen to it, you're listening to a path that is full of fear and scarcity. Which brings me to number 2. In order to listen to your heart, you need to stop listening to the wrong people and start talking to the right people. Start listening to the right people. If they're not around you, find them online, because there's a ton of people, including me, that will support your dreams, that believe in you beyond belief. That any dream you throw at me, I will never tell you that it's too big. Never. That's just not who I am, and I will never be that person. And you shouldn't be that person either. We are on a mission to help each person in this world elevate and help each person in this world achieve their wildest dreams, because when someone else achieves their wildest dreams, guess what happens? We also get to experience their abundance, their gratitude, their fulfillment. It raises the vibration of this world, and it's pretty freaking powerful when we do that. And that's why being Delulu is super important, and that's why speaking to the right people is so important. There's one very clear way to determine if someone is in alignment with you, or someone you want to share your dreams with, and someone you want to be Delulu with. One, if they don't have the life that you currently are chasing, you're not going to take advice from them. Number one. Number two, if they're not Delulu themselves, you're also not going to take advice from them. It's not going to happen, because their advice is not going to be in alignment and the highest alignment to you and your way of being, and you becoming that Delulu queen or king who's ready to achieve massive goals and massive success in their lives. Number three is create that vision. Create a visualization practice. You're going to 1, write it, 2, read it, 3, start to envision it every single night. So this is your routine. Write down what your ideal dream self, highest self does, right? Who is she waking up to? What is she doing? Where does she live? Where does she travel? How often does she travel, right? Where is she working? What is her habits, etc. You're going to start writing that down in detail. Like, it is you. You're just recapping your day and you're recapping your life. You're going to write it down. You're going to read it every morning, every evening. And then you're going to not just read it, you're going to visualize it. And visualization is a practice. So even though in the beginning you might not really see a lot of things, the more you practice it, the more you're going to be able to visualize it. And if you need some help with doing that, vision boards are great, Pinterest is great, YouTube is great, mind movies are great. So there are other ways to kind of picture the vision without your imagination, but I do recommend trying to get your imagination involved as much as possible, because it's very potent to get you into that Delulu state. If you're like, okay, Amber, these are so many steps, how do I remember? I created a PDF on how to live your Delulu life, where it pretty much encompasses everything we're talking about in this video and more, so that you can really achieve Delulu state. If you're ready to make this year and every year after the year of success, the year that you've achieved everything you've ever wanted and more, or started to achieve it, this PDF guide is exactly what you need. It's completely free, and you can just get it in the description below. All right, let's move on to number 4. So this one is pretty powerful, and this kind of taps into what Delulu really is, which is a combination of the law of vibration and the law of assumption. So if you don't know the law of assumption is that you assume everything that you desire is already yours. You are literally assuming it is already done. You're speaking it from a present tense form. So I have $1 million in my bank account. Like, I have my soulmate. Like, I am a successful business owner. It is already done. And you do not tell yourself otherwise, and you don't laugh at yourself. And when you say it very seriously. And the law of vibration is everything in this universe, it decrees that everything in the universe is always moving. It is always vibrating. So there's certain vibrations that we emit. So what that means is when you're practicing the law of vibration, you're able to raise your vibration higher to match for better things in your life. Because a lot of times we're in this lower frequency state where we constantly get these hiccups in life, or we feel like we're going backwards, and that all is linking to that you are vibrating at a low state. How do you know you're kind of vibrating at a low state is you're constantly thinking more negatively. Things are constantly getting really bad for you. On top of all that, like, you don't really believe in yourself, and if you do, like, you don't take action, or you self-sabotage a lot. So how you start shifting out, and I'll do a whole video on the law of vibration and law of assumption, but how you start shifting out of that is you really gravitate towards videos that uplift you. You're going to kind of step away from the news. You can be informed without taking on the news. News is really hefty. Another thing that you can do is you can start listening to higher frequencies when you're working. You can start listening to affirmations. You can do more meditations. You can learn more about the laws of the universe that impact our day-to-day life and how you can incorporate them in. You can start feeling good by taking daily walks, by dancing, by moving your body. A lot of times we have stagnant energy, so literally just like moving your body really helps. And that can get you to where you want to be and get you closer to raising your vibration little by little. And of course, like I said, paying attention to who you talk to, paying attention to what you say, catching yourself a lot more, and that is going to help you achieve so much more success. And the last step to becoming Delulu. This is the most important step. This is it. This is it. This is the last step. So thank you for being here. If you made it all the way through, I appreciate you. This is the secret to becoming your Delulu self. The version of you that you are envisioning. You start becoming them by mastering habits and rituals. And you're like, what, Amber? Did you just tell me I have to do stuff? Yes. Well, the law of assumption, law of vibration, and visualization, as well as paying attention to who you talk to and listening to your heart space, is super important. Without proper action, none of this is actually going to help as much. So what you need to do is start taking action. Start moving into the direction of what the version of you does every day. So remember, we wrote down that visualization. What is she doing? What are they doing every single day? What are habits that have gotten them to where they are now? Asking yourself questions like, does this action, thought, or decision get me closer to my Delulu life? Yes or no? If the answer is no, we simply stop doing it. We learn to have really strict boundaries. The reason why I've manifested things very quickly in like under 6 months or less, and sometimes under 30 days or less, is because I really start embodying the person I want to become. I embody them through my morning routine. I embody them through my thoughts. I embody them with what I consume. I embody them with who I surround myself with. And I embody them with the events I attend. When you start doing that very quickly and you literally are leaving your old life behind, in an instant, the universe is gonna match that energy and you're going to start seeing massive results in your life. So what I want you to do now is, if you didn't download the PDF, go download the PDF, because I create a little habit guide on how to start habits that get you closer to living your best life. But if you're not, you're like, I really don't like downloading stuff, I got you. Anyways, all right, you're going to start writing down 5 habits that you can do this month that are going to get you closer to that Delulu life. And you're going to start committing to these habits every single day, whether that means starting a morning routine, whether that means hitting the gym, whether that means cutting back on some social gatherings that just aren't aligned, right? That is a habit that we kind of do. Maybe it's stop mindlessly scrolling. I actually unsubscribed from Instagram very recently because it was not in alignment with me, and that's okay. And what you need to understand is everything that you do that is in alignment with your highest self, with the Delulu life that you want, is going to benefit you, even if right now you feel like it is not ideal and it's hard to get there. But if you really do want to have this very successful life and have this Delulu reality, this is what you must do. And that is exactly the formula on how to become Delulu. Number 1, you listen to your heart. Number 2, you talk to the right people and you stop talking to the wrong people. Number 3, you start your visualization practice. Number 4, you practice the law of vibration, law of assumption. And number 5, you master daily habits and rituals that are aligned with your highest self. That is it. It is really that simple, but it takes mastery to do all this, and it takes a lot of discipline. And I believe that you can do it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're ready to start reprogramming your mind, I have a ton of meditations already up on the channel and affirmations so that you can start raising your vibration and reprogramming certain thoughts that might lean you more towards a lower vibration that is not in alignment with your Delulu life. So definitely go check those out and start repeating those affirmations or doing those meditations every day for the next 30 days minimum. All right, sending you so much love, and I'll talk to you in the next video.